Hello to everyone and welcome on this YouTube channel, School for All. So if you are discovering this channel through this video, let me present myself very fast. I'm called Paula Eve, a computer science and ICT teacher. So database is a very important part in advanced level, like ordinary level computer and ICT. So you'll be having database at the level of paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. So those looking at this video, first thing here, I'm assuming that you have studied database already for your paper 2 and paper 1. Now you are moving to study it for paper 3. Because if you have no knowledge on database, it will be very complicated. When I'm talking about knowledge, like knowing what is a database, what's table, what are field, what are primary key, what are foreign key. In fact, those small things, in fact, so nothing difficult here. So during this training, I will be making videos in parts. Meaning like today, this is the first part. The first part here is introduction. So we are going to talk about introduction to database. We are going to discuss about tables in database and relationship between tables. So very important. Now, the software we are going to use to manipulate our database is what we call Microsoft Access, as you can be seeing here, Microsoft Access. Now, if you move to the left side of my screen, you'll be seeing here the logo of Microsoft Access. Good. So if you look at this logo, you'll be seeing that here Microsoft Access are having different versions. Good. So there's Microsoft Access 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019. In fact, there are different versions. Good. But the version we'll be using here in this video is 2013, which is a very popular version used by the GC board. So majority of the time, either at the GC, you can meet 2007, 2010, 2013, or maybe 16. In fact, good. So here, if you're having 2013 or all those versions I've listed before, no problem. The interface is the same. In fact, concerning the different functionality we are going to use, everything is found in the different versions I've listed here. Good. So just know that the difference between those versions of functionality. But what we are doing at the program of the GC is sufficient with what you can find on the different versions. So that's why I'm saying that the version here is not a problem. Good. Now, so the first thing here, we are going to define Microsoft Access. So Microsoft Access is a software. So everybody should be knowing that first of all. A software, but if you are reading at this level, you'll be seeing that Microsoft Access is a database management system that helps to store, manage, and analyze data efficiently. It's exactly that. I mean, it's going to help us store our data. Manage simply means the different operations we can be making on the data. Let us say I'm storing maybe information about student. So I'm having different operations I can be making on the student, like searching maybe the list of students of a particular school, like in ascending or descending order, arranging them in ascending or descending order based on the name, making some calculation. In fact, there are a lot of things. So during the training, we are going to practice small. So analyze is the same thing. Let us say you are storing maybe information about results of students. Go from the data you are having, you can analyze it. So in fact, that's the aim, in fact, of storing data, to analyze them after for easily management. Good. So we are going to move. Now, before we start, the first thing we are just going to define what's a database. So a database is a structured collection of data stored in tables. So we are going to see how to manipulate tables in database. So this is the aim of the video. It helps organize information for easy retrieval and management. So we said that before. Now, Microsoft Access are having different components that we are going to study here together. So let me just move. You'll be seeing it. Now, Microsoft Access are having different components. So we are going to look at what are the different components of Microsoft Access. I mean, what are the different components of the software. So we are going to look at those different components because it's those components that is going to help us to manage the data we have stored in the database. So the first component here are tables. So we are going to study tables together. Yes, we are going to do it in this video. So you are going to use table here, in fact, to store data. Good data you are manipulating. Now, so the next component here, in fact, relationship. So after creating table, we are going to see how we can be making a relationship between tables. Because remember that you can be having a database that are having different tables. And when you're having a database with different tables, surely there are relationships between those tables. Good. So now to make relationship between tables in a database, there's two knowledge that are very, very important you need to know. The notion of primary key and foreign key. So I'm going to explain it. We are coming back to that. Now we are going to discuss about queries. So this is another component found in Microsoft Access. So we are going to use it to make query. Query simply means request, meaning you are going to request information in database. Let us say I'm having a database and I want maybe to display all the names of Form 5 students. Let us say it's a database of a whole school. So this is a query, in fact. Good. So we call that request. So we are going to look at it. Now forms. So everybody know what is a forms. Example, let us say you're having a Facebook account and you want maybe to log into your account. So what you are filling is what we call a form. So we are going to see here also how to create form. So as you can be seen, the form is going to help us to enter data in our database. So we are going to see. Good. So a report. So a report is just like a summary of what you have done. Let us say you're having a database for a shop where you are storing maybe all what you are selling during the day. You are storing maybe if someone has borrowed something in the shop and at the end of the day you're supposed to make a report. So Microsoft Access is having a component that is going to permit us to make what we call a report. So we are going to look at all those things. Good. And after the last part we are going to see together is SQL. So SQL in fact is concerning computer science student advanced level. So this will be the last video. Meaning that last video is just concerning computer science advanced level. So we are going to see how we can use SQL language. It's like a programming language. It's not a programming language, but we are going to see how to use it. It's very, very easy in fact. So we are going to use that in fact to create tables in database. We are going to use that to create a database in fact, because remember that is the first thing. Create database. After creating tables, insert data in tables. So this will be the last part in fact. We are going to see how to use the SQL language to be doing all those things. Good. But for all what we are going to look on this video, we are not writing any SQL here. No, everything we are doing is directly on the software Microsoft Access. So the first thing, let's move to the desktop. So here, and move to the desktop. Good. So this is my desktop here. So if you look here very well, this is the logo of the software. So I can directly click here. Now, but before that, the first thing you'll be asking the exam is to create a folder on your desktop carrying your name. So I'm going to right click. So you right click. After you move to new folder, you give your name. So let us say my name is Mr. If. Let us say this is my full name. Good. So you should be knowing how to do this. Enter. So this is the folder. Now the use of this folder is to save our different projects. I mean, if I'm working on a database project, I'm going to save it here. If you're working on a programming project, you'll be saving it here. In fact, all your work, you'll be saving it here, because at the end, in fact, they're going to collect the folder having your name to go and mark. So if you're not saving inside, this is one problem. So now, if Microsoft Access is not at this level of the desktop, no problem, move down at this level to this search bar. So here I'm going to type access, just like this. You see, you'll be seeing the access. Now it's possible that in a computer you are having different versions. I mean, I can be having access 2013, 10, 16, all those versions in fact. I mean, if at the exam you meet different version, you can choose the version you have been working with. So good. So here I'm going to click here. So it's very easy. So you right click to launch the software. Now when you run the software, so this window is going to appear. In fact, it's not on all computers. Good. So here I don't want to explain the use of this. Just know that if you meet this window, you just press on close directly here. Clean. Now, so this is the interface of Microsoft Access. So this is the first window on which you are going to follow. Now, so this left part like that is containing database. So the previous database, meaning that if you are someone that practice all your database you are going to create, you meet that on this part. Meaning that if today we are creating a database, we are going to save it. Now let us say tomorrow I want to continue working on that same database. I'm not going to create a new one. No. So there are two possibilities. Either you move directly to the folder where you have created the database and click there to access your database, or you can just click on the software database, and this left part is going to like show the different database you have been created on the software. From there you can just click. Meaning if I click on this first one here, I'm going to fall directly on the previous database I've been working with. Now in our own case, we are not looking at all these things. So here you are starting, in fact, the training. So the first thing here, we are going to create a database. So take it very well. So when you be in front of a question, it asks create a database, is very easy. So you are going to move here at this level, blank space. So you click here, blank desktop database. Blank desktop simply means a new database. Good. Because there are some database, in fact, that are already coming with a particular structure and the rest. But we don't want anything like that. We want a new database. So I just click here. Good. Now the first thing is to give the name of the database. As I told you, we cannot be working with a database without even creating it. So here we are creating by giving a name. So let us say this is called maybe school database. So let us see the database of the school to store maybe information about students. So school database. Now the name of the database is based on your question paper. Good. So after writing this name, the next thing, very important, you're not going to click on create. No. The next thing, you're going to click on this small icon. So I click there. Good. So the use of this icon is very easy. It's to select the location where you want to save your file. Good. So I'm going to click here on desktop. Now on desktop, you're going to look the folder you have created. So this is here Mr. If. So I click there. Now I'm going to show you something that is going to help you to be sure each time you are at this level. Now when you click on a particular folder, just follow my cursor. Look up here, Mr. If. So yes, if the folder you have clicked on, the name appears up here. Now this simply means that you are inside the folder where you want to save your file. Good. Meaning that at this level, if you are not seeing the name of your folder, it simply means you are not inside. In that case, you navigate back again where you have created the file. Good. That's why I'm trying to make it very easy by creating it on the desktop. So that at this level, I just move to desktop. Desktop in French is what we call bureau. So you just click on it, in fact, after you search for it. Now, at this level, it should look very well here. This is the name of database we gave. So at this level, you can still modify the name. Good. Now here, I'm going to click on OK. Very nice. So when you click on OK, look here. You're going to see that something I've added to your name. Let me click this. This is what we call the extension. So remember that when we were working with C programming, the extension of a C file was .scene. Good. So for database, this is the extension here. Hope you are seeing that you are not the one adding the extension, but Microsoft Access is a software used to create database. So he's going to recognize your file as a database file. Very good. So I'm going to click here on create. Good. So at this level, this is the interface here. So I'm going to explain it very fast. But the different component, in fact, is when we are going to use them that we are going to like move into detail. So for the moment, I'm just going to move through the software. So just follow my cursor and look it very well. Good. So this icon here is very clear that everybody know they use. In fact, this used to save. Good. Let me just pass the cursor on. You'll be seeing that save like Control S. Very clear. Now, if I click on file, you see, file here is in the case. Let us say you want to create a new database, you can create it. Let us say you want to save as, you want to print. In fact, at this level, it's like other software. Good. Now, here is home. You click on home. So home, play, just pass through the software and be looking at different things you can be doing here. And before we move, let me explain something. All those software starting with Microsoft are software built by the company called Microsoft. So here, surely in advanced level, like ordinary level, there are a couple of software that you will be using. There is Microsoft Access, Microsoft Excel, and there's also Microsoft Word. Good. Microsoft Word for ordinary level and those doing ICT. Very important. Now, there's also you call Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, since all those software are belonging to the same company, that's why you'll be seeing that the structure are like similar. Meaning that those that are used to work maybe with Microsoft Word, if you look very well this interface, you'll be seeing that this is similar. Like here, this is for italic, bold, maybe to underline a text, to change color. Here is to center, to shift the text here and the rest. You see. So please, and this is how you learn a software. It's very intuitive. So the day you want to learn the software, just pass your cursor on each component. If you pass the cursor on, you'll be seeing that there's a small message appearing down. Like here, they say align left, you see. If I click here, they say align center. Meaning that it's to align a text at the center. So we are going to look at all this, so don't worry. Now, here the second tab, create, very important. So we are going to use this each time, in fact, we are working on on it. So if you look here, you are going to see table. So just to tell you that each time I want to create a table, we are going to talk about table soon. I'm going to click here. If you move again here, query as what we're saying, form, you can move here, you'll be seeing report. So place, so we are going to use all of these to create our different component I was talking about during the presentation. Now, here at this level of external data, very important. So external data simply means that I'm trying to access maybe an external data, external meaning out of this software. For example, you are going to see how to do that. In fact, like I'm having an Excel file and I want to import the data that I've registered in Excel into Microsoft Access. So this is a question they are going to ask, in fact, because during the GSIN, it's not all the data that are going to type directly in Microsoft Access. No, they can have a file, an Excel file, where they are putting data, and they want you to take all this data to put in Microsoft Access. In that case, you're not going to recopy line by line, and the rest. No, there is wasting time. So here you are already having an option for that, where you are going to import the data. In fact, good. So we are going to see how to use it. Very important. Now, database tool. Here, are we seeing relationship? Good. Meaning that when we are going to work with relationship, this is the tab we are going to move on. Now, so this 4 tab here, home, create, external data, database tool. Very important. So database tool, we are going to use it when we are working with relationship of table. External data. So remember that this tab is used to import Excel file. So if I'm precising on Excel, it's because advanced level, in fact, the type of question they are going to ask, in fact, is just to import Excel file. They're not going to ask any other thing. So that's why I don't want to mention the rest. Remember that I told you that Microsoft Access is a very large chapter. Good. Same thing. Ordinary level, there are some questions where they can ask you to import an Excel file into a database. Now, it's also possible to export a file. Export simply means that I've created maybe a table on Microsoft Access and I want to transform that into an Excel file. We are going to see how to do that. In that case, we are doing what? Exportation. So we are exporting what we have in Access to Excel. Good. Now here, create is to create a different component we saw together. Good. Meaning that if you're having a question and you are supposed to work with a component, let us say form, query, all the stuff, you just move to this level of create. Now, field. So here we are not going to use it too much. In fact, but why going through different questions? If you are in need of this, we are going to move here. Now, table here also based on question we are going to move here. But just know that what is very important is home, create, external data, and database tool. Very important. Now, let me move back to home. Now, the first thing when you create a database is coming with a default table. The name of the table is table 1. I hope everybody is saying this is table 1. So the first thing here, I'm going to cancel the table. So to cancel it simply means I'm going to delete the table. Yes, let me say it like that. So I'm going to move my cursor at this level. Right click. So if you look here, you are going to see close. Good. Now, I close. When I close, you'll be seeing that there's nothing. Everything is empty. So we are starting from blank. Now the first thing here, let us create a table. So to create a table is very easy. So you are going to move to the tab create. Now here you'll be seeing table. I just click on table. Now when I click on table, it's coming back at this level. So look here at this level, you'll be seeing here on the left part, this is the table you have created here. Now but here you have created a table but we do not save the table. Good, very important. Now, so here there's 2 things. So here there's what we call creating a table. And the next thing now is to include a different field of my table. Meaning that my table can have field like maybe the name, the age, in fact all those information. So to do that is very easy. So we are going to move at this level. Please look, follow my cue. So this part is very important. So I'm going to press on this small drop down. I'm going to click there. So when I click there, you'll be seeing that here we are having what we call data sheet view and design view. So the data sheet view, let me explain it very easy. In simple word, data sheet view is simply the view where we are going to visualize the data we have stored. Meaning that when you are looking at the table, you are seeing the data inside, name, age, all those things. This is what we call the data sheet view. Now the design view, in fact, is where you are registering the different field of the table. And remember that here in database, when you register field of a table, you are supposed to precise the data type of a field. For example, if you want to create a field for a name, the data type is text. Let us say your field is to record maybe, I don't know, age of student. In that case, the data type is number. So to include new field on your table, here you'll be moving to what? To design view. Good. Now to visualize your data is datasheet view. Very easy. Now, so here, let us look at this level. If you look here, you'll be seeing IG. So IG is the first field of our table. So when I create a table, by default is having a field called IG. So we are going to see how to delete this now to include the different column of our table. So now let me show you the table I want to create. So if I move here, this is the table. Good. So I want to create a table where the first field is serial number SN, the second field is student name, the third field is gender, and the other one is series. Now please, each time you are creating a field, now because at the GC they are going to give you the table. Now it's based on the data on the table that you are going to analyze the data type of the field. For example, when you look at this serial number SN, so if you look the data here, you'll be seeing that these are integer. Now in database integer, we call that number. Now student name, so you are going to say that here is what? String. Now in database, we call this text. Now here gender is the same thing. So gender here is what? It's just text. Now if I move back to series, here you'll be seeing that series also is what? Is text. Because remember that here series is what? Is a combination of letters and characters. So it's a text. So I'm going to move to database and to create that. Now, to do that, remember that to create field, you move what? You move to design view. So I click here, I'm going to click on design view. Now, very important at this level also. Each time I want to create a field of a table, I need to create the table. I need to save the table in fact, because what we did here at the beginning was to create the table. But now we need to save it. Saving it now is by giving a name. So I'm going to call this table student info, student information. So student info, just something like that. Now the name depends on your question. So I'm going to click here. Good. So if you look very well, you'll be seeing that first field. Do you remember that? So I'm going to delete it. To delete it is very easy. So you move at this level with your arrow until you are having this. Wait, let me do it back. So good. Are you seeing this arrow appearing? This arrow appearing. Good. So if I move back there, this black arrow, when you're having something like that, now you click on it, you right click, you'll be seeing delete row. I click on delete row. So here you're having a message to confirm. Do you want to delete this? I'm going to press yes. So you're seeing that everything is now empty. So I'm going to give the name of the first column. So if you remember well, it was SN. Now you press enter. Enter here, they're going to ask now the data type. So I'm going to click on this drop down here. I click. Now remember that integer in database is what? Number. So I click on number. Very good. Now, but before clicking on number, let me move here. You'll be seeing something. This one we call auto number. So let me choose this one. Why auto number? Look here. I'm choosing auto number simply because auto number simply means when I'm going to save maybe this data, by the time I want to save maybe the second information on the table, I don't want to rewrite the serial number each time, because look, if you look very, very well, the serial number is incrementing by 1. Good. So auto number simply means when I finish to register the first data, when I move to the second line, the serial number fill this box automatically with 2 for me to record the information. When I move to the third line, it's going to fill it automatically with 3. You see, so auto number simply means I want him to increment those values automatically, so I don't want to fill it each time. Good. And note something, you are only going to use auto number when you are sure that the different row, in fact the values in the different row are incremented by 1. Imagine that here this row, this column, sorry, was having here 1, after 1 is 5, after is 7, is 8, is 13, 14. So you are seeing that there is no more in order. In that case, you cannot be using auto number, you see, because auto number is filling, but he's incrementing it in a particular order. So very important. So in my own case, when I'm analyzing my data, I'm seeing that it is moving in a particular order. So that's why I'm saying auto number. Good. By this level, there's no problem. If you put number, no problem. So the next field here is very easy, was student name. So stud name. So student name. Let me put this. Good. So in fact, I'm typing the text exactly like what I'm seeing here, you see. Good. So it's not for nothing we are doing that. When you are typing, don't go on your table you are seeing maybe n with small, with capital, you're going to have your own with small n. Please avoid that mistake. Good. We are going to see why after. Good. So student name. So here is short text. So I'm going to explain the meaning of short text, long text, and all those things. So it's very clear. Look here. So after writing this short text, let me move now down here. So just follow my arrow. Now here you'll be seeing I'm going to explain everything down here small as we are moving. So for the moment I'm going to explain this row here. Field size. Field size simply means it's simply giving you the maximum number of character you can use on this column to fill. Good. So for example, a name of a student. So it's very clear that 255 character is too much, in fact, for a name of a student. So I think you can read it yourself. If you feel that the longest chain for a name of a student maybe is about 60 character, at this level you change this 255 to 60. You see, there is one majority of the time short text is enough, because if you move to long text is going to give you more character at that level. So no need to choose it, but if you choose it there is no problem. Now the next thing here, we are going to move to gender. Gender. So this for the sex. Good. So I'm going to leave it as short text. At this level now, you can change the size maybe even to 8 or maybe 10. In case like a user can enter maybe a gender like female in full word, like you can also enter a character like F, you see. Good. So here you just put it like that. Now the next column I want to register here is series. So series. Good. So series here, remember series was having S1, S2, all those three. So it's a mix of what? Of characters, numbers, and the rest. So all that are text. In programming, we are going to say string. So I'm going to leave it. You can change the size if you want. Very good. Now the next thing that is very important, it is not possible to create a table without a primary key. So let me define. A primary key is just a field that uniquely identifies a record in a table. And if I move here, you're supposed to analyze it yourself. It's very clear that the field that uniquely identifies each record is what? Is SN, serial number. Good. Because it's not possible to have two same number on the same line. So you can analyze it. Let us move to student name. So if you look here very well, you cannot use this as a primary key, because it's possible that in a particular class, two students are having the same name. So that is why we cannot even take this field as a primary key. Gender is not possible. We can have even 10 students having the same sex. Series here, if you look on their table, you'll be seeing that series is even appearing 2 times here, S1. So it's not possible to have this as a primary key. So the primary key here is SN. Now the next thing is, how are we going to specify this primary key here? So it's very easy. So you just move back to this field here, SN. So you make sure your arrow is looking like this. You see? Good. That black arrow you are seeing there on that form. So when you are seeing something like that, you click. Now when you click, you move up here. You are going to say primary key. So I'm going to click on it. Good. So I hope you have seen this small key appearing here. So this is how we specify the primary key. Very good. So after this, now the next thing is to save. Now to save, you press Ctrl S. Either you press Ctrl S or you move here up here at this level. Are you seeing this? You press there. It's the same thing. Ctrl S. So here, this is where we are recording the different column of our table, the different field. Now remember that to visualize now your table, how you doing that is very easy. You're going to move here. You click on what? On datasheet view. So there are different way of doing it. So let me just click there, datasheet view. I hope you are seeing now my table. So here this SN, student name, gender, series. So I hope you are seeing that. Good. Now, if I want to add, let us say another column. How am I going to do that? Very easy. I'll move back again to design view. Now look at the logo of design view. I hope you are seeing that something like a ruler and a ref. And look at the logo of datasheet view, something like a table and the rest. So that is why to move there, when I'm at this level, I just look at the logo. Seeing this already the logo, I can click directly there. You see, if I want to move back to the datasheet view, look at the logo. So no need to click the drop down, choose. You can be seeing the logo up here and you just click, you see. Good. So this is one way of doing that. Now follow my cursor. At this level down here, you'll be seeing that again. How we are seeing this. If I click here, I'm moving back to the datasheet view. Now, I'm moving back to the design view. Now if I click here, datasheet view. So this is another way to navigate among those two. Now let us try to fill it and enter information. Now I'm just to start really at student name. So the first thing here is SN. Now for SN, I'm not going to fill it because remember that we chose auto number, so it's supposed to fill it automatically. So for the student name, I'm going to enter a name like if Junior. Good. The gender, let us say it's a male. Series, let us say S1. Good. After I click enter and move to the next, I fill again. Let us say John. Good. You press on enter. Let us say it's a male. You press on enter. Let us say yes, S2. You press on enter. Good. After I move to the next name, let us say Jean. So enter. Let us say it's a female. You press on enter. You fill here. Let us say S4. Enter. Hope you are seeing how the SN is filling automatically. So it's exactly like that we fill data in the table. So we are seeing where we are doing that on the datasheet view. Very important. Good. If I move back again to the design view, I'm just seeing my different columns. So very clear. Good. Now let us say I fill this row here and I want to delete it. Row 3. So it's the same thing. You move at this level. Now when you move with your arrow, you'll be seeing still how my arrow is changing. Sometimes I'm having this plus, sometimes I'm having this arrow, sometimes I'm having this this other one here, this white plus. So it's very easy. White plus is used to select like this. Hope you are seeing that. Good. It's used to select box by box. But if I want to select the row completely, I can decide to use directly this arrow here, this black arrow like this. It's doing the same thing. In that case, I'm going to right click and delete record. I delete. So the thing has disappeared. So here there is just a message of confirmation. So I'm going to say yes, I want to delete it. Hope you are seeing that. Very good. Now, so the next thing we are going to look together is to how to import data. Good. Because here, let us say you're having an Excel file like this Excel file. I don't want to type all this data in the database. It's going to waste time for nothing. So I want to import now from Excel to Microsoft Access. So to do that, the first thing is to delete all the row on your table. So I'm going to delete all. So you can select and delete all at the same time. So I'm just doing it one by one. So here I've deleted all. Now, so to do that, this is very clear. So you move at this level, student info, the level of your table. Now to import something on your table, the first thing is to close the table because this is the name of your table here. Because remember that this part here like this is where you'll be seeing all what you are creating. Meaning if I'm creating a form, a query, a table, record, this is where we are going to look at all those things. Now this is just a particular view. Meaning if I'm having, let us say I'm having 5 tables at this level here on this left part, and I want to view a particular table. When I click this part here now is the view part, meaning where we are going to view it. When you finish to view a table now, you just move here, you click, you close. When you close, you are seeing that there's nothing here, but our table is still here. Good. If I want to view it back, I just click again, I can view. Hope you understand that. Now, to import data in our table, it's not possible to do that when the table is still open on this view part. So that's why I'm supposed to close it at this level. Good. Now I move to the table. There are different ways of doing that. I can click on, right click. You'll be seeing here import. So import from where? From Excel. I click. Now this is going to pop up this window here. So here there's 2 different options here. Now this first option here is just saying that I want to import a new table and create it automatically in database. Hope you are getting that. Meaning that like here at this level, look here very well, please. Let us say I want to import a new table. That new table is not yet existing in Microsoft Access. In that case, I'm going to choose that first option. Import. Good. But for our own case, you cannot choose this first option. I hope you know why. Simply because the table is already in Microsoft Access. Let's this table here. The table is what? Student info. So it's already in Microsoft Access, and what we are trying to do is what? Is just to fill it with data. That is why I'm not going to choose this first option. I'm going to choose this one. Good. So you are seeing now when you click here now, it's going to recognize that table name directly. So here there's a drop down button for you to choose your different table. But I'm just having one table here. So this is the only one. Now, the next thing here, you're going to click on browse. Browse now is to go and select your Excel file. So I'm going to click on browse. Now, it depends. So in the GC, surely they are going to put it in what we call a candidate folder on your desktop. So you just click desktop, you look at candidate folder, you find your Excel file there. Good. But seeing this is my personal computer, I kept the thing somewhere. So let me just move to it. GC database. Good. So this is the file here on my own side. So this is the folder where I've kept it. But in the GC, surely they are going to put it in the candidate folder. So student info, I'm going to click on student info. When you click, this name is going to appear down here. This name here. Good. Now you click on open. When you click on open, you verify at this level. Very important. Whether the name is appearing. This is the name here. Good. Now after that, the next thing I'm going to press on to click on OK. Good. So when I click on OK, look how it's recognizing the table already. Very good, and very good. Now there's something you need to note. The name, when you are importing data into a table existing already in the database, the different column, the different field of that table existing in database should be the same as the column and the field of what is found inside your Excel file. Hope you are getting that. Good. That's why here at this level he has recognized directly. Now, if you look here, there's a checkbox here. If you read, you'll be seeing that first row contain column heading. So you are seeing that at this level, it's not even allowing us to click. Why? Because he has recognized already that this first row here that contain the heading is similar to what is on my table created in database. So he has matched it already. I'm going to click on next. So at this level now, he's asking if I want to change the name of the database or the name of the table. Sorry, like here the table was student info. If I want to change the name, I can change it, but I'm going to leave it like that. Good. So I'm going to just click on finish. Click on close. Forget about the rest. Very good. So we are done. To verify that, let me just click on my table now. Very nice. Hope you are seeing that. So play this exactly what you are going to how you are going to import data. Now at this level, let me reduce. Now if I move here, are you seeing this plus appearing? Good. So when this plus appear, I'm going to press on the left button of my mouse. Now when I press there, I shift this like that. Very good. Now for the name, I'm going to do same. Press on the left button on the mouse and increase it like this to the right. Good. Now, let us say I want to center all this number at this level. What am I going to do? Remember that to select different box in your table, you need to place your arrow on the first box and make sure that this plus is appearing, this white plus. When the white plus is there, you just click on the left button of the mouse and you drag it down like that. It's selecting it. Now, I'm going to move to home, so I'm already at home. If you move here to center, you click there, center. Hope you are seeing how you are centered. So please, I think this is all for this video. So yeah, I was just showing you how to create table, how to import data into your table. So on the next video, we are going to see how to create now more table, because here we just created one table. So the next video, we are going to see how you can create more table. Now create relationship between them. So this to avoid the video to be so long. So see you on the next video. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Very important. Ciao.